So I feel like this video might be a little triggering if you've went through some of these things that I'm going to briefly touch on, or someone close to you has. And so try to just hear what I'm saying as an alternative reality or a different thought process, a different way of thinking about something. I'm in no way trying to offend anybody or, make you feel like what's happening in your life or what you're going through. I'm not here to downplay it. I'm here to empower you to rise above it. Society as a whole is depressed because we're giving away our power. We're giving it away by not believing that we are sovereign in our thoughts, sovereign in our thinking, and able to conquer challenging parts of life. But we're gods, we're kings, we're queens. We are connected to the ancestors of all of the greats. So why are you selling yourself short? That's not necessary, helpful, enlightening. Let's uplift. I felt the need to make this video because my thoughts and experience and viewpoint on depression has shifted. I used to think that I had issues with depression because depression runs in my family. But I would like to challenge this concept of running in our family because I made a slight shift in my thinking about this, and I feel like it unlocked a whole lot of healing for me on the other side. Does depression run in our family because it's a genetic thing? Or does depression run in our family because we believe that it does? In the past, I've had struggles, where I just felt like I couldn't function in life or, things like that. And I'd heard about depression. I have family members in my family had experienced depression and even been medically diagnosed with it. And so it was in my awareness from a very young age. And, I watched how, maybe other family members deal with it and, it being in their awareness from a young age. And I can see the pattern of how our belief that this is the way that it is how we continue it on to our next generation. And for me, it took someone saying something that wasn't didn't make me feel like warm and fuzzy, but it really empowered me. And that was the fact that if you believe your reality to be one way, if you state your reality to be one way, it will be that way. Rather than allow myself to go through these waves and go through the depression moments that I did, I decided to look at it with questions. What are my daily habits right now? What am I eating? What am I consuming? Am I spending time outside? That's where I start, okay? And because, when you're depressed or you're not feeling good and you just kind of sit in your sorrow and you can't even shower and you can't eat and you can't do all these things, it's not going to help the situation. And I know that it can feel dumb and it can feel like, okay, these little changes aren't really making a difference. But then if you do go through all that list of questions, you do start eating better and high vibrational foods and living foods, and you're still finding yourself depressed, then you have another option. You can start looking at, well, what is my reality? What is my purpose? What do I give to others? What is it that in my life that makes me feel fulfilled? And begin to tackle it from that way. And, just being real with yourself and honoring, whatever comes up, because a lot of times mental disease or any dis-ease is coming from that dis-ease with the experience. And the experience I'm referring to is the experience of life, because if you're constantly in a state of disease, how can you be thriving and healthy? You can't. You allow yourself to get stuck. So I challenge you that if you're feeling depressed, if you're going through waves of depression, ask yourself where your beliefs are holding you. Ask yourself, what is your purpose? And just begin to honor it as such, because you don't have to experience depression just because it's went through your family. You don't have to experience depression anymore just because you felt it in the past. If you believe that you do, you probably will, but you don't have to. I'm giving you another option. So I'm not saying that this is gonna like unlock everything and you're gonna just be like ready to just never be sad again the next day. But over time, creating deeper meaning and purpose in your life and your reality in what you bring to people, it goes really far. And so deciding, do I want this to continue? Does it run in my family, or have I just been exposed to the thought process of it? I felt like I claimed that I battled with depression in the past, and I've seen, ways of which I was in these dark places, and I think that there was a meaning and a purpose in those places, and that's where I've rose in power and I've learned about myself. But it doesn't have to take years of practice. It can take one decision of deciding, like, I'm gonna start a new reality for myself. I'm gonna create a life of purpose. I'm gonna eat foods that fuel my body and make me feel good. I'm going to be grateful for the experience that I'm living, and I'm gonna go outside and absorb the sun's rays, even if it's raining and I'm just absorbing the weathers. And you're freeing yourself. You're freeing yourself from the captivity of your own mind that things have to be this negative way, because they have been. You can alter your programming. You're a player in this game, but you're also like writing the game. So if you don't like where you're playing, skip the level. Society as a whole is depressed because we're giving away our power. We're giving it away by not believing that we are sovereign in our thoughts, sovereign in our thinking, and able to conquer challenging parts of life. But we're gods, we're kings, we're queens. We are connected to the ancestors of all of the greats. So why are you selling yourself short? That's not necessary, helpful, enlightening. Let's uplift. Blessings.